10 signs you need to quit your 9-to-5 job and pursue your passion. How do you know it's time for you to quit your current job and follow other interests? What are the situations you should look out for? When is the time to say no to the tedious requirements of your regular 9-to-5 and start saying yes to your passions? It's not an impossible question, and you're not alone in this struggle. Many established people have had to quit their jobs in order to follow their dreams, and some say it was the best decision they ever made. We gladly welcome you to Wealthy Fact, where you come to watch, execute, and get wealthy. Here, we teach you the fundamentals of success and offer you tips that will inspire and assist you on the path to financial freedom. We constantly have videos coming out, so be sure to subscribe so you never miss anything. Today, we'll be discussing the signs, presage, and warnings that will help you know when it is time to quit your current job and pursue your passions. This isn't a video that's designed to hate on jobs. We understand that a lot of you are burdened with responsibilities, like families, mortgages, and even to yourself, and having a job helps you a lot. But we also know that you have a duty to yourself in doing what's best for you. So we hope this video can help you do just that. So sit back, relax, and let's get into it. 10 signs you need to quit your 9-to-5 job and pursue your passion. Number 1. Complaints. If you find yourself always complaining about your job and the people you're working with, then that's a sign you should quit. Having complaints is something that builds a lot of negativity and can affect you and your life outside of work, especially if the things you're complaining about are things that you find unbearable and hard to cope with. If you find yourself always home and you're unloading a lot of the negative things that you feel about your work, your boss and coworkers, and even the clients and customers that you work with on your love, it doesn't really help you, nor the people around you. This is a good sign that you should quit your job. There's no point in complaining if you're not doing anything about it, so it might be time to quit your job and find something else to do. Number 2. Work anxiety. When your current job is always making you scared and anxious, then this is another sign that you should quit. Your workplace is a place that shouldn't produce fear or anxiety, at least not to the point that you hate the sound of your alarm clock in the morning. You struggle with the difficulty of getting out of bed, dread the hours that you're going to spend at work, and you hate the fact that you're going to go home and do it all over again. If your job makes you feel like you're dead inside or struggle to make it through one day, it will leave you uninspired and exhausted. If you're always apprehensive of your work hours and you find yourself starting to live for the weekend of every week and month and even years, then you should start finding something meaningful. There's no point in continuing anything that makes you really miserable, so it might be time to quit. Number 3. Always bored. If the job you have doesn't fit your talent and doesn't really challenge you mentally or in any other way, then it might be time to pack your things and leave. Try to notice if you're always bored at work, always playing games, or engaging in inappropriate dialogue. See if the quality of work you're doing is tedious and monotonous. Chances are you don't really want to be there because it doesn't add real value to you, and it doesn't take advantage of the skills that you currently have. It might be time to quit and pursue something else that's meaningful. Number 4. Getting fired. Let's say that your company is having layoffs and people are getting fired and losing jobs. If you really feel like you're going to be fired, well, it might be time to quit and find something better. Better to say that you quit your job and you're looking for an alternative than to say you got fired to a potential employer. If you feel like you're going to get fired or you're sure you're going to get fired, then you should probably quit. Number 5. You don't care. This is when you get too comfortable where you are, and you don't care about anything else other than getting the paycheck. When you get so complacent that you're no longer interested in anything else but doing the work and getting the paycheck. You'll notice that you're no longer interested in anything, and you're less social, and you start getting satisfied with mediocrity, and you reside always in your comfort zone, i.e., you don't really try anything new. Now, we know that it's really scary trying to step out of your comfort zone. You never really know what might happen and the sacrifices that are involved by deciding to quit. But if you find that you no longer care anymore and all your dreams and aspirations seem far and unattainable, chances are your job is probably obscuring your vision of the future. If you find yourself not caring about anything else and the things you do are only measured in relation to your paycheck, perhaps it's time to look for something different. Number 6. Growth decline. This is when you stop growing. One of the things you should be looking for in a job and organization is the opportunity to advance, develop, and grow. You should start to reconsider if these things are not available to you. If you're not moving up anymore, learning more, and your skills are not growing, your salary stays the same or is inconsistent, or if you don't get compensated enough for doing a good job, then what's the point of staying there? You've noticed over time that you're not adding value to your life and to the company you're working for, then, well, it's not likely to get any better moving forward. Understand that if it doesn't challenge you, it won't change you. You want a job that is challenging, one that gives you tasks that will push you to be better. This way you'll continue to grow. If you find that you're not growing or learning anything new, or even contributing in the way that you want to, then it's a good sign that you should quit. Number 7. Treated badly. This is basically working in a toxic environment. This is where things get even more serious. If you find yourself working in a place where you're treated badly and your opinions are not valued, there is a lack of diverse thoughts and even your contributions are overlooked, and the wrong people get promoted. If you realize that you're just regarded as another number and there's no real appreciation for the services you render, well, it might be time to leave. Don't let yourself be taken advantage of. If people don't see your value, or your boss and coworkers are always mean to you, and they don't appreciate or respect you, then it's time to go. But please, make sure that what you think is actually the case. Make sure that it's not all in your head, and that there actually is a sense of malevolence being directed towards you. You don't want to make life-changing decisions on what you thought were others' faults, only to find out it was actually yours. Take your time before you rush to any decision, but if you're overwhelmed by how badly you're being treated, then you should definitely quit. This also applies to when you disagree with how your company is being run. If your company has no clear vision and direction, and even the lack of clear leadership and maybe bad customer service and employee treatment, it will be difficult to work there. It might even be a high-paying job, but it's not worth it, and it's time to consider quitting. If you appreciate the way your organization is being run, and if it doesn't look like any changes are going to be made, then it's time to take yourself elsewhere. Number 8. Time done. This is when you spend a long time at a particular job and you feel the need for change, to do something else, or you're very miserable. But this is only if you've spent a good deal of time. Note the good amount of time is the appropriate time needed to gather most of the knowledge there is, and to be a fairly experienced worker in a particular field. This is subjective and entirely based on the nature of the field, but it's definitely not when you've only been on the job for a couple of months or a year that you think the demands of the job are too hard for you. Evaluate, but don't be hasty. Anyway, when you spend a great deal of time on a job and you don't want to do it anymore and you want to pursue something else, understanding the time that you've spent there can help you know if you're ready to quit. If you're miserable in the job you currently occupy and you change nothing, 5 years down the line, you could still have the same job, except this time you'll potentially be much more miserable and 5 years older. It's a scary thought, so time is running out. Be wise. Number 9. Dangers. If your job makes you and your life threatened, both physically and mentally, then you should definitely consider quitting. You don't want to have a job where you don't have a degree of security and safety for your mortal well-being. You want a job, an organization that can guarantee your safety and the safety of your assets. If your job doesn't make you feel safe, or if the danger that the job possesses is not worth the income that you receive, then you should probably not work there anymore. Your life is precious, so you quitting is a good way to save yourself and your loved ones the trauma of losing you. Number 10. Call of your passion. If, on the inside of you, you have a great feeling to follow your passion and you feel like you're ready to do it, then by all means carry on. Your intuition or your gut are the expression of your innate desires and the things that you really want to do. Following them with a degree of rationality and careful planning can give you a rewarding life. So if you see yourself being blinded by the benefits of what you stand to gain and what you stand to lose if you don't follow it, and you're sure that your job will be a hindrance to you making dreams come true, then it's definitely time to quit. It's okay to be scared of the risks. There's nothing wrong with being scared, but understand that the clock is ticking. If your job is making you miserable and unhappy, and you want to follow the dictates of your being, then you should totally do it. We hope this video was helpful. And if you want to know more about other fields that you can go into and skills that you can acquire that will help you make a lot of money, check out our other videos. Be sure to subscribe, leave a comment, and like this video.